Oh my goodness, Joel Embiid is an absolute force to be reckoned with. Continues his onslaught, his MVP candidacy tour by dominating the Boston Celtics, because let's be honest, who do they really have that can guard Joel Embiid? And the more I watch him, who does anybody have that can guard Joel Embiid? This episode of Run It Back Philly is brought to you by the Teespring store. Click the link in the description. Get all the Run It Back merch, including this All Hail Daryl Morey t-shirt. I'm wearing this t-shirt because, Daryl, we need you. We need you to come through. Joel Embiid is at an all-time high. Joel Embiid is at an MVP level. Joel Embiid is literally dominating the NBA, and he needs another star. This is championship-level performance. He needs another major scoring, an elite scorer. He needs it. You got until March, Daryl. Make it happen. Also, I'm a little under the weather today. Might have the Rona. I don't know. We'll see. If my videos never come back on YouTube, I died of coronavirus. That's okay. I'm going to edit that out, definitely. Coffee's making me feel better. And if you would like to help me feel better, buymeacoffee.com/runitback. Thank you to Anonymous. You didn't even put your name in there, bro. And you get to type a little message. You didn't type a message either. But thank you for $10 worth of coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/runitback. Very much appreciated. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new. 50% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed. I think that's very rude. I give you these podcast episodes almost every day. All I want is a subscription. Little red button under the video. Go ahead. Let's get 1,000 likes on the video. If Joel Embiid's MVP, if Joel Embiid is playing at an MVP level right now, hit the like button. 5 seconds. And hit the dislike button if you're a fraud. I don't know why I sang that. All right, let's get into it, man. The first thing I want to say is the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. Listen, man, shout out to my man Mitch Kofsky. I did the video with him yesterday, and one thing he said when I was about to go off about how great the Brooklyn Nets are and how, oh my God, they're so scary, and James Harden this and Kevin Durant that, the first thing he said was, they don't have the defense. They gave up 140 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are dead last in the NBA in scoring. This is why. Now, look, Kevin Durant and James Harden look great offensively, but we said that when this trade went down. They gave up their bench depth, and they don't have any defense. I seriously don't think this team is that much of a threat. I mean, they're going to score points, okay? They're going to probably be in the deep in the Eastern Conference playoffs. But against Joel Embiid, if we get the Brooklyn Nets at some point in the playoffs, Joel Embiid is going to be unstoppable. Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him, right? And then we need our other pieces to come through and play like they did tonight or above. But listen, if you make a trade and give Joel Embiid another superstar scorer, a Bradley Beal on the perimeter, it's over. That's a championship, and that's a championship this season. Make it happen, Daryl. But anyway, the Brooklyn Nets lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it was funny. And it was funny because I was tweeting yesterday, and I said yesterday on the video, they got to get rid of Kyrie Irving before he has a chance to sabotage this. And I said, I think Kyrie Irving's going to come back like an angry 5-year-old at a birthday who wasn't invited to the birthday party and run in, rip all the presents apart, and throw the cake on the wall. You know what I mean? What did he do? First game back, Kyrie Irving comes out and takes more shots than Kevin Durant and James Harden. And they lose the game. On what planet should Kyrie Irving be shooting the ball more than James Harden and Kevin Durant? I'm telling you, the Brooklyn Nets are making a big mistake bringing that head case in here, man. You got to get rid of Kyrie Irving if you want this to work. Kevin Durant and James Harden are great. That's enough scoring. Trade Kyrie Irving for a good defender, just not to Philly, because I don't want that knucklehead anywhere close to my team. But the Brooklyn Nets are making a big mistake bringing that goofball back and trying to fit him into this offense. He took 28 shots. Oh, I just love it so much. All right. Marcus Smart, after this game, had some comments about the officiating, and I found that to be very ironic because Marcus Smart is one of the biggest floppers in the NBA. He literally has compilations on YouTube. He has one of the most iconic flops of all time. He's known for it. Everybody knows Marcus Smart is a flopper. And he comes out post-game, and he says Joel Embiid shot 21 free throws alone, and our team shot 20. You know, you can't win. You can't beat that. That's what he said. So he was basically saying the officials gave the Sixers the game by giving Joel Embiid every call. But if you actually watch the game, every call was a foul because they had nobody to guard him. Every time Daniel Tice was ISO'd against Joel Embiid, he had to bear hug him, basically. It's a foul. Just because you fouled the guy a lot doesn't mean the officials aren't supposed to call it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't get where he's coming from here. Joel Embiid was totally unstoppable. Tristan Thompson and Daniel Tice can't stop him, and he got fouled a lot. And honestly, if you watch the end of the game, there's 2 possessions in the fourth quarter where he got bear hugged and fouled again, and the officials didn't call it because once they gave him his 21st free throw, they swallowed their whistle, basically, because I'm sure Brad Stevens and Marcus Smart and these guys were in their ear like, hey, you're giving this game away. You're giving Joel Embiid way too many free throws. So after that 21st free throw, the officials were like, all right, we're not going to call anymore. Honestly, he should have shot 25. If we're being serious, Marcus Smart. It's just Joel Embiid's unstoppable, and you have to live with it. To have a center who has that kind of post dominance combined with his free throw shooting ability, it is seriously lethal. I can't think of another player in history that was this dominant in the post and could shoot free throws at 85%. He's shooting 85% this season. That is so lethal because back in the day, you know, you could hack a Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal. He couldn't shoot free throws. You know, you could foul a lot of centers, bring the double team, bring your deep guy off the bench who you don't care if he fouls out. You could foul a lot of centers, and they weren't shooting 85% from the free throw line. The only person I could think of was Hakeem Olajuwon, and I looked it up. Hakeem Olajuwon shot 71% for his career. Joel Embiid's 80.5%, and this year he's shooting 85%. So it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, players like 7-footers like Dirk Nowitzki and players like that, Kristaps Porzingis probably shoots a decent percentage, but strong post players and very, very physical, dominant post players shooting that high of a percentage. If you can think of somebody, give it to me, but I can't think of anyone. And that combination is so hard to stop. When Joel Embiid's shooting 21 free throws in a game because the Boston Celtics have nobody that can guard him, I mean, I don't know many teams that are going to stand a chance with that happening, you know. And if we do get to go against Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs, I don't know who's going to guard him, and it's going to be the same situation. You can't go there post-game and complain that the officials gave him every call. You just can't do it. Now, I will play devil's advocate a little bit. There was a play towards the end of the game where Kemba Walker got absolutely body slammed and it wasn't called. There was a couple of calls that didn't go in the Celtics' favor. I'm saying like 1 or 2, okay? I'm not letting Marcus Smart blame this entire game on officiating. I'm not doing it. Joel Embiid is at the top of his game, and it's so much fun to watch. It is. And, you know, last game he only scored 9 points, I think, so I don't think it's not sustainable. Joel Embiid's not going to give you 40, 42 points every night. That's why you need another elite scorer, especially on a back-to-back, you know what I mean? But when he's at 100%, like tonight, when he had a couple of days off, and he gets to come in and play the Celtics with nobody that can guard him, 42 points, 10 rebounds, 62% from the field, 81% from the line. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, and now after this performance, he might have a 22-15 performance, you know? He's not going to give you 42 every night, but he's playing at an MVP level, and I can't get enough of it. If you don't have a big-time post defender on your team, you are fucked. You are absolutely fucked because nobody can guard Joel Embiid. Marc Gasol, does he still have it? I don't know. Hassan Whiteside used to give him problems. Is that guy even in the league anymore? You know what I mean? Who in the NBA right now? What player in the entire NBA right now can guard Joel Embiid? I guess we haven't seen him against Al Horford. Dwight Howard's on our team. I don't know any player. I don't know any player that can guard Joel Embiid in the league right now. Daniel Tice and Tristan Thompson, you almost have to feel bad for them. They stood no chance at all. He makes them. It's so entertaining because he makes a 7-foot, 250-pound man look like a child. He does. He got Tristan Thompson in the post 1-on-1 and literally just 2 dribbles right under the basket and just lays it up like he's on a playground playing with a bunch of 5-year-olds. It's so unstoppable. And Daniel Tice, let's be serious, just stands absolutely no chance at all. Just absolutely dominant performance by Joel Embiid. Unbelievable. So much fun to watch. Love the guy. And if he can sustain this, he can be an MVP, and he can take this team deep into the playoffs. And in the next 3, 4, 5 years, this team can win a championship on the back of Joel Embiid. But I still think we're going to need to add another elite scorer because, let's be serious, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, nice player to have. He had 22 tonight. Tyrese Maxey had a bad game, but he's a rookie. Shake Milton getting up there. 3rd overall in bench scoring in the race for 6th man of the year. But at the end of the day, all of those guys are still just role players. They're not a Bradley Beal. You know what I'm saying? And that's my dream scenario. If that doesn't happen, then we got to hope that these guys can put it together and support Joel Embiid. Tobias Harris was rolling early like Little Peep before a concert. Horrible joke. I know I said that before and I used Juice WRLD and some people got mad about it. So now I use Little Peep. Rest in peace, Little Peep, by the way. Tobias finished with 22 points. He had 11 points in the first and 9 points in the fourth. So 20 of his 22 points came in the first quarter and the fourth quarter. And coming down the fourth quarter, coming down the stretch, when they're double teaming Joel Embiid every play, we need perimeter scoring. We need a guy that can take the ball and get buckets. Tobias Harris was doing that tonight. And Shake Milton was doing that tonight. And that's very valuable. And what I was going to say a little bit ago is that if you can't get a Bradley Beal, if you can't get an elite NBA superstar level scorer on this team this year, you got to hope that Tobias Harris and Shake Milton can combine to make that elite level NBA scorer, right? That's where we're at now. It is absolutely sad that our other max contract 24-year-old transcendent star isn't even in the conversation. It is sad at this point, and trust me, we're going to get into that. I didn't want that to be the main topic of this video because people are complaining, hey, your last 5 videos were about Ben Simmons. Well, my last 5 videos were Sixers post-game reactions, and Ben Simmons happens to be a major part of the team and a major topic to talk about right now because he's playing some of the worst basketball of his career. So just fucking deal with it, bro, all right? What else I want to say, man? Yeah, Tobias had 9 in the fourth and Shake Milton had 6 in the fourth. And that's 15 points in the fourth quarter that we desperately need in a game like this. Now, the Celtics were playing without Jason Tatum. I know that. Jason Tatum adds another element to this team that we need to defend. I know that. The Boston Celtics also had some opportunities towards the end of the game where they just flat out missed wide open shots. That's not always going to happen. Some of those shots are going to go in. You know what I mean? So, in a 7-game series, if this ends up being a 7-game series, Sixers versus Celtics, the roster's constructed right now, I think we take it in 7. I think that goes to a game 7, and Joel Embiid puts it on his back and has a 50-point, 16 rebound, 7 blocks kind of game and takes it in a game 7, and then hopefully we get like 2 weeks off before we play another game because he's going to be a little bit worn out. But you know how I feel about it, man. Big, fast passer guy. He was horrible in this game. What can I say? It's just, I'm not going to rant about it anymore. I've accepted it. He absolutely stinks this year. It is what it is. He had a couple nice defensive plays towards the end, but I'm talking about as a scoring threat or as an option, as one of the stars on the team. Ben Simmons was trash. He was terrible. He missed most of the fourth quarter because he had 5 fouls. He had 5 fouls mostly because he had 3 offensive fouls because when he doesn't have the explosiveness anymore this season. He doesn't have it. He can't get past anybody. He used to take one dribble and just be past somebody in the blink of an eye and slam dunk all over his face and scream. Now he takes one dribble. He can't get past the guy. He lowers his shoulder and tries to just bulldoze over him and gets called for offensive fouls. It's hard to watch right now. Ben Simmons with the ball in his hands in the half-court offense is really, really hard to watch right now. And he had a play where he got a nice steal and a fast break dunk, a nice little Euro step. And I don't want to be nitpicky, but even that dunk, even that finish looked like meh. You know what I mean? Like he didn't get off the ground. He didn't slam it down hard. He just kind of looks defeated mentally. And I feel bad. It's sad. And if it's that knee injury rehab short off season, I know I say this a lot, but if that's what it is, this guy needs some time off. He's not benefiting himself. He's not adding to his trade value. He's not adding to anything positively, aside from the defensive side of the ball towards the end of the game. I get that. But if he's a step slow because of that rehab and because of that short offseason, you need to give this guy like 2 weeks off and just put him on a stationary bike every day for like 6 hours to get him in better shape. I don't know what to say. It's getting hard to watch. He's having trouble beating anybody off the dribble. He's having serious trouble finishing at the rim. His offensive fouls are at an all-time high. He did get to the free throw line 10 times and made 7 of them. I was ecstatic about that. You know, if Ben Simmons can shoot 70% from the free throw line, that's huge. And he went to the line towards the end of the game and knocked down 2 big ones. So, you know, that's a positive. I just can't. I don't know what else to say about him at this point. It's really weighing me down. It's really hard to watch. He did have a play that was called back where he took one dribble and postered Daniel Tyson. I haven't seen that kind of explosiveness out of him this entire season, and it was called back for an offensive foul, one of his 3 offensive fouls, but he showed a little bit of explosiveness in that situation, and I was pretty excited about that, but this is not the Ben Simmons that we're used to seeing. This is just not him, man. I don't know what to say. If you guys have anything you want to say in the comments or tweet me at I am DJ Eastwood if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Ben Simmons. Obviously, he still has incredible trade value because he's 24 years old. People can say, well, you know, he had a knee injury and rehab and came back on a short offseason and he just doesn't look good. And if we trade for him and he gets a full offseason next year, he'll be a dominant force the next season. So he still has, you know, very high trade value. But, I mean, these 10, 11-point games and a bunch of offensive fouls and, I mean, 5 turnovers, it's not looking good for Ben Simmons, man. Big, fast passer guy. I want the rookie Ben Simmons back. And I was listening to the Sixers beat with Derek Bodner last night on my way home from work, and he was saying, I wanted to write down the exact stats, but basically Ben Simmons' points off of drives, his rookie season, were like 8 per game. He's at 4.5 right now. He's scoring half of the points off of drives that he was scoring his rookie season. And here's the thing that's scary about it. He doesn't have a shot. He won't shoot the ball. He relies 100% on his speed and athleticism. If he has a knee injury and loses even a little bit of that speed and athleticism, we get this. We get what we're seeing right now. That's very scary for Ben Simmons' future because you need more than just speed and athleticism to have longevity in this league. Because once you lose a step, what else do you have? And we're seeing it right now. And he's only 24 years old. Of course he's going to get that back. Of course he's going to get back to what he looked like as a rookie. But we need more. There needs to be more development here. You got to develop some kind of jump shot if you want to play this game for more than 5 years. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Shake Milton puts in 16 points off the bench. Again, him and Tobias combined, they are just insanely valuable. Shake Milton had 8 points in the second quarter. He had 6 big ones in the fourth when the game was close and we needed that scoring. A couple beautiful floaters. He's just knocks down wide open threes like they're a free throw. Like when Shake Milton's wide open, it's going in. You're like, that's a bucket. That's going in. We're good to go here. Got to the line a couple times. Just incredibly valuable, Shake Milton. And I know people don't like that I said we should trade Shake Milton, but listen, his value is insanely high right now. If Ben Simmons alone isn't going to move the needle on a Bradley Beal trade, I'm still in on throwing in Shake Milton. Now, if you can get Beal and only give up Ben Simmons and Tyrese Maxey, I know I was off that train a while ago too, but Tyrese Maxey's a rookie. You know, he has the potential to be a star in the next 4 or 5 years. But at the end of the day, I guess maybe you just might have to just bite the bullet. We don't have the time. You know what I'm saying? So if you can trade Tyrese Maxey and Ben Simmons and bring in a Bradley Beal and keep Tobias Harris and Shake Milton, that's a championship team around Joel Embiid. You know what I'm saying? But we'll just have to see what Daryl Morey does, man. Shake Milton's averaging 16.8 points off the bench. That is third in the league as a sixth man behind Jordan Clarkson and Karis LeVert. And I honestly think if Shake doesn't end up in the starting lineup, if Shake ends up coming off the bench the whole season, I think he's going to end up first in that category because when it comes down to the second unit, the second quarter, and then down the stretch of the game, Doc keeps him in there with the starters. He's going to average over 20 points a game if he keeps playing like this. So I definitely think Shake Milton can be the sixth man of the year. Coming off the bench playing the way that he's playing. And when we get Seth Curry back, let's not overlook that. I overlook Seth Curry a lot because he's just been gone for what feels like forever now. He was cleared to play, but then, they said he needs time to get his conditioning back after missing all that time with coronavirus. And I don't know if he had any symptoms from coronavirus, but I do know that when I had it, and I did have it one time, there was 3 days where I felt like I got hit by a wall. I feel like I got hit by a train, the level of fatigue. I mean, it felt like I had the flu, basically. You know what I mean? No energy. I was on the same spot on the couch for 3 days straight, sweating in my sleep. I was freezing cold, but it was hot. I was hot, but it was freezing cold. It wasn't fun, and it takes a lot out of you. And I lost 6 pounds in 3 days. I went back to the gym, and I was weak as hell. So I could understand if Seth Curry had some symptoms like that and would need time to get back to his, full strength, full energy, level of fitness, all that stuff. That if he had those symptoms, that does take a lot out of you. So I don't know when we're going to see Seth Curry, but, with Shake scoring like this and Tobias scoring like this, and you add Seth in there, if you can't get a superstar like a Bradley Beal, I still think those are 3 high-level scorers. Not elite level, but still 3 high-level scorers around Joel Embiid. And I guess then you just live with the fact that big, fast passer guy is a 6'10" Draymond Green this year, and you try to do as much as you can. We'll just have to see what happens. Danny Green puts in 12 points, 50% from the three-point line, couple of absolute bombs. Great to see from Danny Green. He has on nights, he has off nights. He's a streaky shooter. It is what it is. That's what kind of player he is. If he can shoot 40%, his career percentage is 40%. If he can give us 40%, if he can even just give us 37%, that's valuable to have. So shout out to Danny Green putting in 12 points. Furkan Korkmaz made his return. And I know I said Isaiah Joe should get Furkan Korkmaz's minutes. But he didn't. Isaiah Joe was a healthy scratch. Doc Rivers likes Furkan Korkmaz. He talked about him when he first came here, how much he likes him. So Furkan, had 7 points off the bench. He was a -9 because he can't play any defense. But Korkmaz had a reverse dunk off of a Ben Simmons dime, which absolutely beautiful pass. Korkmaz does the weirdest, most awkward reverse dunk I think I've ever seen in my life and lands flat on his face. Got a foul call on the play. But if you didn't know Furkan could get up like that, go YouTube Furkan Korkmaz's dunk contest from somewhere over in Turkey. You know, a bunch of big, unathletic white guys in a dunk contest. If you're really bored one day and you want to watch, you don't want to watch paint dry, Furkan Korkmaz's dunk contest is like close to watching paint dry, but it's a little bit better. Go watch that because it's seriously entertaining. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey had a bad game, shot 0 for 5. That's kind of all I got, man. Joel Embiid's a dominant force. I still think we need an elite scorer around him to compete with the Boston Celtics in the playoffs when they're fully healthy, to compete with the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs, even though they can't play any damn defense. Give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments, man. My name is DJ Eastwood. This is Run It Back Philly. Go Sixers. Joel Embiid is a national treasure and shall be respected as such. I'm thinking a Joel Embiid MVP t-shirt. It's either going to say M, like the first part of his name, E-M, and then VP. You know what I mean? Like MVP. Or I'm going to use like Joel Embiid throwing his hands up as the V, and then like MVP. If you have any other ideas for a Joel Embiid MVP t-shirt, let me know. Hit the like button on this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. My name is DJ Eastwood. You guys have a great day. Peace.